Seriously! Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Danny Rios. For those that don't know, this YouTube channel is a lifestyle YouTube channel where I share my beauty secrets, my everyday life, and of course, cool little tricks like what I'm about to show you today. I'm giving you an updated version of how I edit my Instagram pictures with now my mobile presets on Lightroom. So if you guys are ready, let's do this. Yes! Okay, so the very first thing I do is I open up my Lightroom app and I select the pictures that I want to edit. So for this one, I did a skincare flat lay. So if you already bought the mobile presets, they should be in your Lightroom library. So all you have to do is copy and paste the setting onto the picture. It's so easy. You can edit this way. You can also save the preset. That way you just add it and you don't have to copy and paste. So as you can see, this is how the interior changes the picture. But right now, because I'm using the Danny Dream Basic in my pictures and in my feed, that's the one I'm going to use to edit this particular picture. So I ended up pasting it. And then of course, you can always adjust according, to your preference. Do you want to add more light? Do you want to add more color? You can always do that and just adjust until, it's the way you want it. Once you are done adjusting the colors and making sure it looks exactly the way you want it to look, you can always just save the picture to your camera roll and then it's ready to go on Instagram. Now, when I'm trying to edit a lot of pictures, I usually always favorite the pictures and I'll make a folder. That way it's just easy for me to select them, add them to my Lightroom library, and then I go to the presets. So again, I said I was editing with my Danny Dream Basic, so I just go ahead and copy and then I go to the actual pictures that I want to edit and paste the setting on there. So as you can see, it looks really, really good. I'm going to show you how to do the interior. And remember, guys, that I have 3 more other presets that you can choose. These are just the ones that I have in my library right now. And so these presets are a really good base for all the pictures, but of course, according to each picture, according to the lighting and all of that stuff, you are going to have to adjust just a little bit. So for me, I always add the preset and then I kind of edit my skin tone to make sure I look, not like a ghost. So I end up making myself a little bit tanner. I add a little bit more color to the picture. Sometimes I'll take out the yellow, sometimes I'll add a little bit more of yellow. So it just depends, but I mean, no matter what preset you use, you are going to have to adjust just a little bit because not all pictures are the same. So I always end up adjusting the angles to make sure it looks completely straight. I crop the picture and I think I decided that I'm going to use this particular picture as the one to post on Instagram. So I want to make sure it looks completely perfect. So I go ahead and crop it and then I go ahead and save it. Well, actually, I always save multiple to see which ones are the ones that I'm going to, possibly post. And then once they're in my camera roll, I kind of go through and pick out, the one I'm going to post. But I think I decided that I wanted to post, where is it? No, not that one. So I delete it. I think I decided on that one. Once I pick exactly, the picture that I want, I go ahead and add that picture. I know it's like a process because there's so many. So once I pick it, I always go to FaceTune and I end up clicking the picture that I'm going to post. And on here, I kind of just perfect the picture. So I'll kind of smooth out a little bit of stuff. Now, you guys, I nip really, really bad. So I always have to go in and thank God for FaceTune because I can always smooth out my nipples. Sorry if that's inappropriate. But I always do that. I think it's like so important because then it looks really crazy. And I also go in and sometimes just smooth out my face a little bit. Get those wrinkles here and there, make sure my face looks beat to the gods. So I'll add a little bit of smoothing onto my face like that. And then I also always use the detail pencil, and that one I always kind of put it over my brows, and I'll put it over my lashes just to make them a little bit darker. And I also always do the product. So whatever product I'm using or I'm trying to highlight, I always make sure that I use the detail brush for that. So then I go ahead and save it to my camera roll, and on to the next. I go into Kira, which is one of my favorite apps. I love adding glitter and little sparkly stuff to my pictures. So in here, if I want to add a little bit of sparkle, a little bit of glitter, I go ahead and just add that like so, save my picture, and yep, it's ready to go. So now I'm going to show you how you can edit on your desktop. So let's say you're taking pictures on your camera, you uploaded your camera pics to your Lightroom library. So these are the pictures that I ended up taking on my camera for a campaign. And so usually what I do, I'll go ahead and pick the preset that I want to use. Of course, when you buy the bundle, you get all 6. So you'll get 2 versions of each preset, which is for your camera and for the mobile. Now, for some of you guys that didn't know, if you buy the desktop version of all the presets, you can make your own mobile presets instead of just buying the mobile preset and you can only use it on your phone. So on here, I ended up just adding the preset to my picture, and again, I'm adjusting the colors a little bit here and there to make sure it all looks perfect. I go in and I crop my picture. Now, 4x5, 8x10 is usually what the Instagram crop is, so you can always crop it and it's not going to be any more cropped when you put it into Instagram. That's just what it is. That's the crop of Instagram. I also go in and do a lens correction just to make sure that the picture looks good, because depending on the lens, it can warp out a little bit of your picture. So I just make sure I add that into all my pictures. But once you edit one of the pictures and all of the rest look the same, you can just copy and paste the preset to all the pictures. So these are my final 3. I always export them, label my little folder to make sure they don't get lost. And then I go ahead and airdrop the pictures to my phone because, of course, these are going to go on Instagram. So I go ahead and do that. Okay, so once I airdrop them to my phone, I open up FaceTune again and I add the picture in there. So let's say this is the one I'm going to post. I go ahead and smooth my face just a little bit, because sometimes according to the colors, like if you add too much color, if you take out a certain color in Lightroom, sometimes it'll look blotchy in certain areas. So I just want to make sure everything looks smooth and none of that is going on. Now, when I got FaceTune, I accidentally didn't quit the trial and I ended up paying like $50 for like the whole app. So of course, I'm going to be using these other little features for like smile and jaw and all this crazy stuff that's on here that I'm sure the Kardashians use on the daily. But my go-tos are the smooth and detail, so I'll go ahead and detail my brows a little bit, detail my lashes, and I'll detail the lotion that's on my face just to make sure, you know, that's what really pops in the picture. Once I'm done with that, that's kind of just how I leave it. I don't go too crazy. Like, you don't want to look like you have a cloud over your face and you just overdid your face. That's not cute. So once you save it to your camera roll, usually sometimes I'll put it back into Lightroom and I'll adjust the colors just a little bit more. Just because when you do edit from your camera, sometimes the colors aren't as vibrant, or maybe it's just my camera and the lens that I use or the settings that I have it on. The colors aren't as vibrant as I would like them to be. So I always have to go in one more time and just add a little bit more color to my picture. So once I save it, I open up again Kira, which is a little glitter app. I just love this app. I think it's just so cute. And I add a little bit of glitz, a little bit of glitter. I think that would be a little bit too much, but I kind of just make sure that it looks, you know, realistic, and it just adds that little sparkle that's cute for pics. So done saving that, I usually go to my Unum app where I organize all my pictures and upload all my pictures before I post them on Instagram. So I put it on there just to make sure that it looks good with the feed and my skin color looks good with all the other pictures, and apparently it does. So I'm just going to leave it like that. Now we're going to go back to the desktop, and again, I have all my presets on that side, on the left side, and when you buy the bundle, that's usually how it's going to appear. And so I always, end up editing a little bit here, a little bit there. I add a little bit more color to my skin tone usually when I'm editing on the desktop. I always do the lens correction. I do my Sigma lens because that's the lens I have. I go ahead and crop it. Again, this is the crop of Instagram. And I copy and paste that edit to the rest of the pictures. So it's honestly super fast. It saves you so much time because you just go in and copy and paste, maybe just adjust a little bit, but it's literally so easy. So once I export the pictures, airdrop them to my phone, I finally pick the one that I like. I upload it to FaceTune, and I'm gonna go ahead, smooth out my face a little bit, just to make sure, I look flawless. My lips are looking a little bit chapped, so I go ahead, smooth those out, smooth out my abs a little bit. Then I always add the detail button to make sure my abs are popping a little bit more, and I add it sometimes to my hair, just for effect, I guess. Sometimes I'll go ahead and add the whiten to my eyes to make sure, they're popping if they look a little bit beady that day. I usually stop there and I go ahead and save the picture. And then I go ahead and go to my Unum app and upload the picture just to make sure it looks good, make sure the skin color looks well with the rest of the pictures. Now, in this case, as you can see, it actually doesn't. I actually look really pale in contrast with the other pictures. So what I do is I go ahead and add it one more time to my Lightroom mobile, so my Lightroom app on my phone. I add the picture in there and I go ahead and add a little bit more of the orange, which is of course the skin tone color. I'll adjust that accordingly. And okay, once I think that it looks all right and it looks good, I go ahead and save the picture. So now, second try, let's see if it looks good with the rest of the pictures. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete that one and add the new edited one to see if the skin looks a little bit better. And I think it does, but I think I just need a little bit more just so it matches, really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and brighten the picture and add a little bit more of that orange skin color, make myself a little bit more tan. I know, guys, it's a process. Sometimes when I look at my camera roll, I'll have 20 pictures of the same thing because I just have to go in and edit until it looks good. So I'll go ahead and delete that picture. I put the new one in and hopefully this one looks awesome. And yay, it does. The skin color matches with the rest of the pictures, so we are good to go. Perfect. Well, that is the end of my video. That is how I keep a cohesive feed, how I edit my pictures with my mobile and desktop presets. I hope this was helpful for you guys. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel for more videos like this. Make sure you like this video, and if you have any other questions, let me know down below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.